Hi friends, Dean here with Escape to Gaming. Today I'm going to take a little drive to my two of my Dimple stores. They're holding a game at each store, and it's Sunday morning. They usually open at 10 a.m. and so I'm going to head over there now and pick both of them up. One I had before for the Xbox 360, and the other one I've never had, but I saw some great reviews on it last night. It came highly recommended, so I thought I'd pick it up. And then the last week or so I've been accumulating more games, as if I need more, the last week or so, you know, for the original Xbox and for the 360, and even a PlayStation game. And I've got a couple DVDs and Blu-rays as well, so I'll be showing those all today when I get back from my little road trip here. So it's nice to get outside and get away. I've been working for months now with barely any time off. Working for months here with barely any time off, and it'll be nice finally to, usually Sundays I look forward to spending a little bit of time, you know, taking my trips to my store and picking up things that I want, or going online and ordering games or movies or what have you. So I'm looking forward to this little trip. I haven't been to this particular Dimple store in a couple months now, so it'll be nice to finally get there and see what they have. Maybe I'll take a look around as well and see if there's anything new there. So almost there now. I've been to this location in a while, so I'm excited to kind of quickly look and see if there's anything new. I'm still looking for Shell Shock NOM 67 for the original Xbox and a few others. I could find them online, but I want to, you know, it's nice to get them if I can get them locally. I like to support my stores whenever possible. The ones that if I've looked for 3 or 4 months and I can't find, then I'll go on eBay and have my wife usually finds a good deal on them for me. Same with strategy guides too. This location has great strategy guides. Sometimes you have to look. It's kind of hit or miss, but it'll be great nonetheless to kind of peruse through their inventory and see what they have in the way of PlayStation games and Xbox games. Way to my second store. They had my game reserved, but they didn't have some of the other games I was looking for, but that's okay. It's always fun to look. So now on to store number 2. There's my Dimple store. Looking forward to coming here for a while now. I got my goods, ready to head home. Finally, it's nice to call in a game and have it here waiting for you and just pick it up. I always take the time to look for extras just in case. But I'm going to head back now. Jump on the freeway and head home here. It's nice to have the games, you know, there waiting for you in excellent condition. So all you have to do is just pop by and pick them up and take a few minutes and look around and see what else they have. I gotta jump on the freeway here. So it was a successful little trip. I picked up 2 games that I wanted, and probably spent another 20 minutes or so just quickly going through some of the PlayStation 1 and 2 games, and a couple Xbox original games. And there are a couple things I'm thinking about, but I'm still waiting. I don't want to just buy everything in sight. I'm trying to buy just the games that I really can see myself playing and having a good time with. But I'm almost home now. I'm just deciding what I want to eat when I get home. I'll probably do a barbecue a little bit later, and I don't want to spoil my appetite for that, but it's always maybe some chips and salsa or something like that. So almost home now. So now I'm home, get a nice cold Diet Pepsi, and I'm going to go through and show you some of the pickups. Now some of these are probably over the last month or so. I just never got around to doing a pickups video. It's been a while since I've done one, so I've kind of accumulated a few things. And the last week I finally got most of the games and DVDs and Blu-rays that I'm looking for. So I'm going to show this in a few pieces. I started off, I went and got a TV show called The Brotherhood Season 1, 2, and 3. These I got on eBay. Really good. It's kind of like The Sopranos, but more of an Irish mob in Providence, Rhode Island. And I'm really enjoying these. I've been watching these. I'm in the first season of these now. We also ordered a complete brand new box set of The Sopranos. Comes in a nice box. Really cool. With all the DVDs and behind the scenes extras. This I blew through the whole thing in a couple of weeks. It was a lot of episodes, but surprisingly good. I was going to pass on it originally, but I really enjoyed it and would highly recommend it. If you want a really good, well-made TV show with a good overarching story that goes from the first season all the way to the final one, you can't beat The Sopranos. I was really surprised with that. I had a couple older games. I got these about within the last month or so. Time Shift for the Xbox 360 is really good. I was surprised. I'm actually playing this, and I might even do a review of this one. Reminds me of Singularity a little bit, another favorite of mine. Wonderful mechanics and really well done by Sierra. A really good game, underrated highly. I'm looking forward to getting more into this, and now that I've got my HD PVR2, maybe I can get some footage of this and do an impressions video or a review of it. Dark Void. I've heard mixed things on this, but I like the concept of the elevation changes, and just having a jetpack looks really cool. I picked this up quite a while ago, and I'm looking forward to playing this. And I also picked up at the same time Turok, which is really an excellent game. It was a real popular game, in the C64, the older one. This is like a new reimagining of it, or I'm not sure what, perhaps a reboot for the Xbox 360, but the graphics look really good on it, and I'm anxious to play this too. So the Xbox 360 is so inexpensive to collect for now. It's awesome. So it's easy to get a lot of these games for $4 or $5 a piece. I just ordered, my wife actually ordered me the movie Rush on Blu-ray, which I'm anxious to watch. I was going to try to watch it a week ago, and it just didn't happen as usual, but I'm hoping the next week or so to watch this. This looks really good, based on a true story of Formula One race car drivers by Ron Howard, the director who played Opie on the Andy Griffith Show. I also got a really good deal and a brand new copy of Sabotage with Schwarzenegger. And I watched this the night I got it. It was amazingly good. A really good, violent, visceral action film. Pretty good story, well done, good acting. One of the better, more current Arnie films that I've seen. Highly recommend the Sabotage film. Really good. And then last night, or yesterday, I got in the mail The Last Stand. And I started to watch this late last night, and I was nodding off. I said, man, I want to save the rest of it. So I got about another hour of this left, which I'm going to watch this evening. This I saw at the theater at opening day, The Last Stand with Arnie. It was one of his first, comeback movies, along with The Expendables. And a really good flick. I really enjoy this. Kind of over-the-top action and comedy. I love it's got this killer ZR1 Corvette in it. I'm a big Corvette fan, so for that reason alone, along with Arnie going above and beyond the usual Call of Duty, It's another great film from my collection of Blu-rays. And then my wife actually got these for herself, but I like the movie too, is Kill Bill 1 and 2, or I guess it comes in 2 volumes. And I saw this years ago when it first came out and loved it, and I've been anxious to get this and was surprised I didn't have it for my collection. So I got these for like $3 each, at mint condition. And I already have Death Proof and a lot of my other, Pulp Fiction and many other Quentin Tarantino favorites. So it's nice to have these in my collection. Getting back to games, some of the more recent, newer games, along with Sniper Elite 3, I picked up Trials Fusion for the PlayStation 4. This is a wonderful game. I showed a little bit of gameplay of this already. I can't recommend this highly enough. Very addictive, really fun and simple and easy to understand the mechanics of it. So once you start off on the easier tracks and you work your way up to the medium, intermediate tracks, and then even the hard tracks, and then the ultimate ridiculously tough tracks, it's fun and very, very addictive. Highly recommend this. I should do some more gameplay video of this as well. Grid Autosport. I picked up Grid 2 also recently, which I don't have here. It's in the other room. And it was starting to enjoy that all over again. And then this Grid Autosport came out, which I've downloaded, I installed it in my Xbox 360, but I haven't even played it yet, so I'm anxious to get into this. I like the Grid series. It's a fantastic series from Codemasters, and this one has open wheel racing and drifting. There's a variety of different types of racing and driving in this, and it brings back my favorite San Francisco track from the first Grid, so I'm anxious to get back into this. I've seen multiple gameplay videos in this. I've always wanted to play this. Mark Bussler of Classic Game Room loves this game and loves the earlier versions of it, which I need to get as well for my collection. So I picked up this Earth Defense Force 2025, and it looks great. I have not even installed this in my hard drive yet, but I'm dying to play this. It looks like a cheesy kind of exploitative action game, with over-the-top giant insects and bugs and robots and just mindless fun. So I'm anxious to get into this one. I started playing this finally yesterday, Enemy Front. I'm in the second level now. An interesting game. It's not as polished as it could be, but it looks nice. I like the vibrant setting of World War II. The graphics to me look good for the most part. The overall design, level design, and lighting and graphics look good with the CryEngine. But on the Xbox 360, it's probably not as good as it would probably look on the PC. But I'm having fun with it. It has a few issues, but overall, it's another fun first-person shooter, which I'm anxious to get into. And I might do a review of this just simply because I haven't seen too many out there. And then recently, I picked up. These are my latest pickups in the way of games. I've got the Driver game, one of my favorite games. It got me through some really hard times after I had a head-on collision in 2000. Now, I already have this disc I picked up at a yard sale, but it was missing the original case and booklet. So now I've got the Driver series. I can't wait to play this. I love this game to death. And I also like Driver 2. And I'm also looking to get Driver 3 for the original Xbox, which is also quite good. And I've been looking for a mint copy for the longest time of the Forza Motorsport game. This is a wonderful game. Now, I've been playing Forza 2 and got pretty far into it and really loved that. But the Forza Motorsport was really, and this is all complete too. All of these games are complete. They come with all the booklets. This even has the original 2-month free trial, Xbox Live, with the old Xbox logo on it, which is pretty cool. Excellent condition games. Perfect, little manual booklet with it as well. But what I liked about the original Forza is it just had so much impact as a driving game, and finally something that could rival the Gran Turismo series, which at that time, that was my favorite series until I played this, and then I frankly never went back to Gran Turismo again, sadly. I probably should, but I love the lighting, the graphics, the handling is, superb in Forza. What I like most about this one, even over Forza 2, 3, 4, and even perhaps the new 5, is that you can do your own custom soundtracks. You can rip your CDs of your favorite music in your original Xbox console, and then you can play and choose it through a menu and play your favorite songs. For me, it was Joe Satriani or whatever while I'm racing. And I'll never forget that. That was one of my favorite things about this, and for whatever reason, they don't have that in any of the other Forzas. I'm not sure why, so I've been looking forward to getting back into this. This is a wonderful game. There really was the opening shot of a whole new series of racing games for the Xbox that I can't rave highly enough. It's my favorite franchise for racing games is Forza. And I've been looking. Now I had this on the on the PlayStation 2, but I've been looking for another. And I also had this originally when it was brand new. My next door neighbor gave me his brand new copy of Call of Duty 2, the big red one, for the original Xbox. I love this game. The graphics are a little bit better on this versus the PS2 one, so I had to get this. I've been dying to play this, and I finally found a mint copy of it. Can't rave enough about this. I'm excited about playing this. And another game which I've never played, but I've always wanted to try. I played the Project Gotham Racing 1, 2, and 3, but I've never played 4. And I've heard they got dynamic weather effects in PGR4, and they also have motorcycles as well. So this is a wonderful game. I've been looking for this, God, for like 6 months and couldn't find it. I knew I could get it on eBay. I try to find the games. It's all complete as well. The original booklet, everything. Back when the booklets actually were in full color and thick. But a great game. So this is probably the last of a great franchise, was Project Gotham 4. It's sad. I don't know if we'll ever see another one or not. Probably not. But I love the graphics on this. The cities, the lighting, everything looks fantastic. So I'm going to be doing a series of shows soon on my favorite racing games, and I wanted to have this and have enough time to play it to add this to some of my favorites. So, and then talking of racing games, I also got, I got Blur for the Xbox 360. Now this one I have never played. I had someone recently, I don't know who it was, a friend of mine, someone said, Dean, you've got to play this Blur game. And to me it looked like Mario Kart, with the power-ups and all that, which I'm not really into, but I know why people like it, and it's fun, and it's addictive. But this has a more realistic, it's like a realistic Mario Kart, with realistic contemporary cars. I think there's over 60 to 100 cars, I'm not sure, and gorgeous graphics. The lighting effects, the frame rate never takes a hit. It looks good. I've watched like 3 or 4 reviews of this last night and some gameplay videos, and I was quite impressed. Someone recommended this in their top favorite Xbox 360 games, and I had frankly I wasn't interested in trying it or looking at it until I actually saw some gameplay of it, and it looks really good. Kind of like a first-person shooter, in the way of Twisted Metal, where you can drive and race and shoot missiles and use defensive weapons and what have you, and energy shock waves and things like that. It looks great, so I'm dying to play this. And again, this will be part of a series of racing games that I want to start talking about and getting some filming and capturing of soon. So I'm dying to play this Blur game. And the final one, and I got this morning, just before I started filming this, at one of my Dimple stores in Citrus Heights. And then the second game I got was Blood Drive for the Xbox 360, which I got at my Roseville Dimple store. This game I bought when it was brand new and enjoyed it. Actually got a couple levels into it, and then right away some other new game came out, and I traded this plus like 3 other games in towards some new games, and I always regretted it. And I completely forgotten about it. And I called them last night. I've been looking for this. They finally got a copy of it in mint condition, all complete, and I'm excited to play this Blood Drive. It's kind of like Twisted Metal, but with zombies. And the graphics are great, wonderful menus. It really looks good. So the controls are a little weird. I remember having a hard time getting acclimated with the controls, but anyway, that's my final pickup. Just a quick pickups video. But it's nice to finally I'm kind of rounding my collection out. There's so many games that I could buy and pick up, but I'm trying to get just the games and movies, TV shows, what have you, of things that I'm seriously looking at, getting and playing and having fun with. I don't want to just, have a giant, PlayStation 1 collection or original Xbox collection. I'm looking to just get the games that I can see myself playing. And I have another probably 20 games that I have written down on a list that I'm looking for as I go. I try to buy them locally to support my local stores, and then as a last resort, after a few months, if I give up and I can't find them there, then I just have my wife get them on eBay. sometimes she gets an even better deal than what I'd pay for retail price at my dimple store. But I like to support my local little stores, and I always give them first crack at it. So anyway, that's my deal. I'm going to be doing a barbecue later. It's really hot. It's like 105 today. It's hotter than hell. But I thought I'd film this outdoors. My wife isn't vacuuming and cleaning, so it makes a lot of racket inside. So I thought I'd do this outside where it's nice with a cold soda and share some of my latest collections. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your games. Enjoy your collections. Consoles, everything. That's really what it's all about. Thanks so much for watching. Cheers.